I got the horse right here. The name is Paul Revere.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Barn and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Monday.
Holiday Monday.
Yes, September 7th races at Hastings. We do have 8 races on tap, and half of the 8 races are stakes.
Sale stakes, 1:50 post time. Be sure we're not doing the 4 o'clock.
We're not doing the
Monday,
4
Monday
p.m.
post
thing.
time.
This is the
1:50 for the holiday
final
racing.
Monday program. Not the final. Actually, we do have a holiday program, the Thanksgiving Day program in October. But yes, 1:50 post, final day of the P&E. Last chance to get something. The donuts,
mini
donuts,
and
the
see the dinosaurs,
foot-long hot dogs, and all the other goodies that they see the dinosaurs, all the other goodies. But yes, 8 races on tap. Let's get right into the racing action. Race number 1 does feature 5 fillies and mare maidens for 12.5 claiming, going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 5-horse Ebony Cat. She spent much of the trip on the outside last time, chasing Collateral and Tasana. I thought she ran quite reasonably well. That was her 25. She's down here for 12.5. If you look at the other 4 fillies that are running against her, I mean, I think she has to, have a big chance in here. Just go to the front and play catch me if you can. I put the other Barbheads runner, Saintly Sinner, in for second. She did end up beating Ebony Cat, but I think it was more Ebony Cat trying to win the race.
I think
chasing
Ebony Cat's
early,
better,
and Saintly Sinner kind of caught her late just because she had done so much trying to chase some better fillies. So I went 5-3, and I put the 2-horse from her. I didn't know what to put in for third. I put Remarkable Lady. I went 5-3-2.
Yeah, the 2 Barbheads horses stand out here. They're both dropping down from 25. Everybody else is kind of coming up. I got Ebony Cat on top of Saintly Sinner. I put Riding on the Wind, or the Tracy McNeil barn from Marilee Walters.
Tracy does well.
In the 3rd spot. Just a fact, 3-0 filly, she's by Bernstein out of a Danzig mare. She's got the breeding. 47-1 gate work in her most recent work on August 23rd.
She's not going to need to run in 117 flat.
She's not going to have to run very much. Well, you're to beat the other 2, so I put her in the 3rd spot. I went 5-3-1 in the 1st. On to the 2nd. Fillies and Mares, 4,000 non-winners of the year, going 6.5. I went to the 2-horse Farniente in here out of the Craig McPherson barn. She won one of those starter races,
series,
earlier this year in 17 flat over Closing Intentions and CA Miss. Those horses are much tougher. She came back with a good effort too, only getting into a length and a half by Habita and CA Miss. And then last time she just kind of fell apart, but that was going long. She's a sprinter. This isn't an overly tough non-winners of the year. There's nobody taking a plunge. So I got Farniente on top. Richard Hamill reconnects with her, and him and Craig McPherson always tough together. I put Miss Heatheridge, a logical choice in here. Just got beat a neck by Zanita Rose last time in the non-winners of the year. I got her in the 2nd spot, and I put Lady at War out of the Sylvia Gregory barn in the 3rd spot. I couldn't decide between Golden Race or Lady at War. I went with Lady at War. I went 2, 6, and 3.
Yeah, I agree with your top 3. I put Miss Heatheridge on top. This horse was best last time. Just kind of a... Jeff had to make a decision at the 3/16 pole whether to go outside or inside, and usually going outside.
Zanita Rose went up the inside,
and it was the wrong move, as it turned out. Zanita Rose got the rail, and the footing was good on the rail, and Zanita Rose got through, and Miss Heatheridge got floated out by a tiring speed horse and ended up losing by a neck. I mean, she was best. Miss Heatheridge was better than Zanita Rose, but I'm going to go to Miss Heatheridge to win it. I agree with the 2, Farniente. I don't think she's going to get the lead, and that's my problem. Anytime this filly doesn't get the lead or is sitting with no dirt in her face, she's not as effective. The 4-horse, the Kula Kid, is really fast. So I think the Kula Kid's going to clear her off. Farniente is likely going to be covered up, and that's not where she wants to be. And that's the only reason I put... She's the best horse. Farniente is the best horse in the race. But being drawn on the inside, she may get an uncomfortable trip, which may make things a little more even, and that's why Miss Heatheridge might be able to beat her. And I put the 3-horse Lady Orr in for 3rd. I went 6-2-3 in the Monday 2nd. On to the 3rd race, $16,000 3-year-olds here going 6.5 furlongs. I had to go back to my old buddy, kiss him goodbye. I picked him all 4 times. He's won, and he hasn't let me down yet. He's a cool horse when he's running for 12, 5, or 16, and he's going to be dangerous for 16 again. They keep filling it. Races, and Mel Snow keeps reaping the rewards, which is great. And this horse has been in top form and ran another big race last time for Mark Buchanan, and I think he's got to be tough to beat. I put the 6-horse Forestry's Devil in for 2nd, dropping out of some tough races, but still he's not in form, and that's a bit of a negative. But still, he may be down at the $16,000 level. Forestry's Devil can be more of a factor. like who was sitting just off of Kissing Goodbye. Keishel Balgobin should have no excuses, should get a good trip, and we'll see who's the better horse. But Kissing Goodbye's in top form. How about the 2-horse Smart Focus, who rallied up to be second last time, had every shot to defeat Kissing Goodbye, but couldn't do it, but put him in for third. 5, 6, and 2.
I totally agree with you, Mike. Kissing Goodbye, best bet of the day for me. I mean, these races are tailor-made from these sprinting 16s.
Yeah.
It's very tough to beat them.
Dino has a couple in here. Cognac, one Colt, and the
Bullet,
Philly Bullet. And but I don't know, they're just not in top form, either one. And Mr. McCarty off a layoff did run reasonably well. Closed a bit of ground. I guess they're going to change running styles with him because he showed absolutely no speed. He's been speed in the past, but it really does look like 5-6 dude.
Yeah, I got Kissing Goodbye on top. Forestry's Devil, as you mentioned. I mean, he's been running tough races against, Bluegrass Angus, Every Night's a Blur, Sedin, Creus. The odds are good. Now he's in for 16.
Yeah, he's the only one that maybe can beat.
Yeah, if anybody's going to beat Kissing Goodbye, it'll be Forestry's Devil, but Kissing Goodbye is going to win, I think. Forestry's Devil in second. I put Smart Focus in third. I got the same horse as you, 5, 6, and 2 in the third. On to the fourth, the Sale Stake Boys edition for 2-year-olds, going 6.5 furlongs. Field of 7 signed on. I went to the 3, Fear the Cat in here. Been getting beat, got beat a half a length by Stands in Command, who's arguably, the best 2-year-old here. And came back last time, just got beat 2 lengths by Stands in Command and Dashing Dawn. He kind of got taken out of it last time early and then, closed, but he's the horse to beat in here. He's a standout for me, Fear the Cat. But we found gold in the second spot for Terry Clyde and Joanne McDonald, Joe Leather's horse. 2 starts, both in stakes and in tough stakes against Stands in Command, Fear the Cat, Dashing Dawn. Now they put blinkers on, and he gets into a sale stake, more of a restricted stake. He's second best for me in here. I got We Found Gold in the second spot. And I put Silent Native, who was just broke his maiden, on the lead for Phil Hall last time for 25. And he could be dangerous. If he gets the lead and there's no pressure, it doesn't look like there's much speed in here. If he gets the lead and gets away from him, he could be dangerous, Silent Native. But I got him in the third spot. I went 3, 1, and 4.
Yeah, I agree with the Fear of the Cat. Is $60,000 stakes race for CTHS sales graduates. We should note that the CTHS sale is coming up on September the 9th. The preview is on Tuesday, September the 8th. Usually it's on Monday, Tuesday, but because of the Labor Day. This is kind of
Tuesday, Wednesday.
A sales festival, as all the stakes races are on Monday. The preview is on Tuesday at 3 o'clock at Thunderbird, and then the sale itself, where all the yearlings and other go on sale at 3 o'clock as well up for auction on Wednesday. So a big CTHS weekend, and lots of money on the line. And I agree with Fear of the Cat. Good run last time. Just got kind of pinned down on the inside a bit. Richard Hamill will have this one off the rail a little bit, and I think Fear of the Cat's going to be pretty dangerous. I agree with We Found Gold, and they did find gold. It's an aptly named horse.
Yeah.
Terry Clyde and Joanne McDonald, just hardworking girls on the backstretch, end up buying a horse at the sale for not a lot of money, and they found a stake race, found a stake horse. And she's doing quite well, and I wouldn't be surprised to see this horse win it. So one for the little guys. And the 5-horse Timber King I put in for third, half to Herbie D.
Yeah, I saw that.
Second in command. Works are in and out. Some are fast, some are slow. It's just, it's hard. And Amadeo's aboard for Rob Gilcrew, does a great job. So it wouldn't be a shock to see this horse be alive in here as well. But I went 3, 1, and 5 in the 2-year-old edition sales stake. On to the race number 5. This is the CTH for fillies.
The girl's turn.
Yep, going 6.5 furlongs again. I went to the 1 Hippie. Tough to knock her off of her third place run behind Stuart O'Clair and her stablemate Snuggles. She had to do all the dirty work chasing some fast fractions. This is a lot easier assignment. I got to go Hippie over the 2-horse Miss Finality, who was also in that race. Kind of settled in behind the speed, but still ran on well.
Yeah.
She's a pretty cool filly. And the 9-horse Roses for Grace, after her run in Emerald, I put her in for third. I thought she ran well. I know she's a maiden, but still, she looked as good as anything else for me. Looks like she's, her races even for maiden special weight going 3.5, I thought were pretty good against some nice horses. So I went 1, 2, and 9.
I got Hippie on top, definitely. She's the horse to beat in here. Was very impressive breaking her maiden and came back, just got beat by a length by Stuart O'Clair and a neck by her stablemate Snuggles. Definitely the horse to beat in here is Hippie. I put Holly Hollywood in the second spot, the Sylvia Gregory barn. out of the good mare Masqueretta, who's thrown a lot of good stakes horses around here. And I thought a very good run in her first start against Silent Native, who's in the boys, and just got beat a length and a half. So I think maybe with a race under her belt, she could take a step forward. And a very interesting horse in here that you might get a bit of a price on with Silviano Morales on is Holly Hollywood. And I put Miss Finality, as you mentioned, just got beat a length last time by Hippie. Definitely playable in here for Mark Cluche as well. I went 1, 3, and 2 in the girls edition, 2-year-old girls edition of the sales stake, onto the 3-year-old boys edition for the sales stake. Going 1 mile and a 16th. I'm taking a shot here. He was a top horse here last year. Obviously something went amiss because we haven't seen him yet, but Mr. Rosberg was almost perfect. Sorry, Lord Rosberg. Yeah. Was almost perfect here last year. Just got beat a nose by Blue Dancer in the Ascot graduation.
Should have won that day.
Yeah, should have won.
4 wide, 3
Richard
wide.
Hamill got hurt and booked off.
Yeah.
Just got beat a nose by Blue Dancer, who's been a top 3-year-old in Alberta all year long. However, he has been off since October. He comes back into a long race, but I like his works. You know, he's got 3-minute works in a row. Then he went out of the gate in 6.5 and 120. Then she worked him 7 furlongs, knowing he's going to have to come into this race and go long. This isn't an overly tough stakes race, and if he can bring 90% of what he was last year, I think he's going to be tough to beat. So I did put him on top. Good to see Richard Hamill go to him too, when Richard would have had options in here, our leading rider. So I landed on Lord Rosberg. I put Berard Breeze in the second spot. Ran against tough horses last one. Bluegrass Angus, Don't Hold Me Back, Aditya. Only got beat 5 lengths. Broke his maiden over some nice horses, and the odds are good. And Torniador, who's in here as well. He's second best for me. And I put Peace Arch in the third spot. Another one, only got beat 2.5 lengths last time by Sedin and Creus, and the odds are good. Sedin or Creus would be a heavy favorite in here. I got him in the third spot. I went 4, 1, and 8.
Yeah, I ended up on the 1-horse Berard. I left Lord Rosberg right out. I'd be applauding, I'd be clapping when Lord Rosberg wins.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a nice colt. And it's just, Pat Jarvis has done a great job with the horse. He's had an injury. He's had to have surgery. He's had to have time off, and it's a long way. And she's not been able to get a prep race for the horse, which is unfortunate. And that's not anything against Pat. I mean, she's entered the horse a lot of times, and the races haven't filled over the last 6 weeks, and it's just very unfortunate the horse hasn't had a sprint run to set him up for this race, or else maybe he wouldn't even be in this race. He would be in the Derby. Yeah. If he had run, had a couple of preps. But Lord Rosberg's a cool horse. But I did, from a wagering standpoint, he's going to be low odds.
It's probably going to be a low price.
And I'm going to try and beat him.
It's an uphill battle.
I went to the 1 Berard Breeze. Tried to win the race on the backstretch last time, chasing Bluegrass Angus and Aditya. Flattened out. Still, he's had 2 route races under his belt. I think the second one was a lot better. I'm hoping he breaks a little better and can get in play, because these middle moves, because he doesn't seem like one that's going to relax all that well. He's not rating well enough to go long against top caliber. He ran against top caliber Derby potential horses last time. This is not a Derby potential. This is other than Lord Rosberg, this is a lot softer race for Berard Breeze. So I got to go to him to win it. I put the 8-horse Peace Arch in for second. He wasn't disgraced behind Sedin and Creus, and the odds are good. And Rosie's Notice was just behind him. He didn't get a best trip, but he is reunited with his winning pilot, Pedro Alvarado, which will help. So I put him in for third. I went 1, 8, and 7, but as I mentioned, I wouldn't be surprised to see Lord Rosberg win by 9, and I hope he does. And, he's a
It'd be cool
horse,
for Pat,
but
to
it's a
bring
lot
his
to
horse
ask.
back,
It's just a lot to ask, of a horse off of almost a year layoff to run a mile and a 16.
Yeah, exactly. If it was sprinting,
it's not the easiest thing to do. But I know Pat maybe can do it. We'll be cheering for it. But I did go 1, 8, and 7. On to the fillies end of the 3-year-olds in the sales stake. $60,000 on the line. Once again, they're going a mile and a 16th. I went to the 3-horse Sailing for the Sun. Blew the start last time. Rushed up, chasing top filly Morning Coffee. Still put in a good run, was traveling well at the end of the race. She's your horse to beat. I put Quatre Cat in for second. She skipped the last stake, I'm not sure why, but she's had a slowish work in 105 and change since the race. A little worried about that, why she wouldn't be going into the Oaks, but I don't know, it's just, maybe sometimes you factor too much into things, and maybe she's not at her best. Maybe she's vulnerable. We'll see. I went 3, 5, and I put the 7-horse Bold and Lovely. Nice hard trying filly for Carl Austin. I put her in for third for the Lissagar family, who race under Century Plaza Stables. We're always, strong contributors to the sale, CTHS sale as well. I went 3, 5, and 7, but I think Sailing for the Sun's your horse.
I have the same top two, but I went with Quatracat. The only time she's been beat all year was when she got beat by Morning Coffee, who is the toppest, the top 3-year-old filly here, as you mentioned. And Sailing for the Sun ran an admirable race against her last time, as you mentioned, getting left and rolling
Badly.
up. Yeah, she got absolutely walked out of there. And, I like Sailing for the Sun. She ran so good when she broke her maiden, and then she did, just obviously had some
hiatus. I don't know what's happened. Yeah,
she's had some trouble in those 2 races, and then she's come back with 2 very good races. I couldn't really decide. I did put Quatracat on top of Sailing for the Sun. I put Finality's Charmer in the 3rd spot. Went down to Seattle and won a 25 for 3-year-old fillies down there. So I put her in the 3rd spot. I went 5, 3, and 1 in the 7th. On to the 8th and final race of the night, claiming 4,000 for older boys, going 6.5 furlongs. I went to the 6, honestly, Osfer. That race 2-back, the $4,000 race, the non-winners of the year race.
Right.
I thought he ran a huge race there, and he got the lead. And I don't see much speed in here. I think he can get the lead, and when he gets the lead, he's very dangerous. Just throw out that race last time. It was going a mile and 1/8. I'm not even a mile and 16th isn't even really ideal for him.
He needs good fractions to even get.
And a mile and 1/8 was just too far, and he didn't get the lead. And Bluegrass Pride and Proxima and Tapacero, those are tougher horses than what he's facing here. I put honestly Osfer on top, put Brother Chunky in the 2nd spot. Got moved up in one of those allowance $8,000 races where he made a nice move coming down the lane. Then ran flat in the last one. That's why he's in here for 4. He figures to be tough in here. Those are my top 2. And I put Chapel Boy. If there is some speed in here,
your old friend,
my old friend Chapel Boy. I always put Chapel Boy in there.
I know you do.
And he always
done well for you.
He always comes running late, so I put him in the 3rd spot for Harold Barabee. 6, 5, and 2 for me in the nightcap.
Okay, I agree with your top 2. I went by the Chunky on top, though, getting out the starter series. He's a pretty good sprinter, and honestly, Ossifer, he is shortening up. He's going to be dangerous as well, but I just think Brother Chunky may be the better sprinter of the 2. But it's those 2. I put Jordan's Quest in for 3rd. I didn't love anyone in here, but I went Brother Chunky to close it out. 5, 6, and 3 in the Monday finale.
Holiday Monday.
Holiday 150 first start. That'll do it for our analysis of the Monday program. Next up on screen will be a recap of our selections. Back in race number 1, I did go to the 5 horse. Ebony Cat, 5, 3, and 2 for me in the Monday opener. Race number 2 into the 6. Miss Heatheridge, going to go back to her. I liked her last time. Going to go take her right back. 6, 2, and 3. Race number 3, the 5, Kiss Him Goodbye. Hopefully for his 5th win of the season. 5, 6, and 2 for me in the 3rd. Race number 4, I went to the 3, Fear of the Cat. 3, 1, and 5 in the 4th. Race number 5, went to the 1, Hippie over the 2, Miss Finality, and the 9, Roses for Grace. Race number 6, went to the 1, Berard Breeze over the 8, Peace Arch, and the 7, Rosie's Notice, but still I left off Lord Rosberg, which could be a big mistake. We'll see, but still love the horse, and we'll see if he can do it off the big layoff. 7th race, the final stakes race on the program, 4 consecutive $60,000 stakes races. I went to the 3, Sailing for the Sun, over the 5, Quatracat, 3, 5, 7, and the 8th and final went to the 5, Brother Chunky, 5, 6, and 3. On to Drew's picks.
There we go. In the first, I agree with Mike. I went with the 5, Ebony Cat over the 3 and the 1. In the second, I went with the 2, Far Niente over the 6 and the 3. In the third, my best bet of the day, number 5, Kiss 'Em Goodbye over the 6 and the 2. In the fourth, the 2-year-old boys stake, I went to the 3, Fear the Cat over the 1, We Found Gold, and the 4, Silent Native. In the fifth, the 2-year-old girls, I went to the 1, Hippie over the 3, Holly Hollywood, and the 2, Miss Finality. In the sixth, the 3-year-old boys, I went with Lord Rosberg, the 4, over the 1, Berard Breeze, and the 8, Peace Arch. And in the seventh, the 3-year-old filly division, I went with the 5, Quatracat over the 3, Sailing for the Sun, and the 1, Finality's Charmer. In the nightcap, the 8th, I went to the 6, Honestly Ossifer over the 5 and the 2.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in to the Monday, September 7th edition, the Labor Day holiday program edition of Handicappers Corner. Just a quick reminder, we are back on the Saturday, Sunday
schedule now?
Until Thanksgiving in mid-October. But we're back to the Saturdays and Sundays and lots of stakes action throughout the rest of the month of September. Of course, next weekend we do have the BC Oaks, BC Derby, I believe it's the Delta Colleen and the Randall Plate. So there's 4 stakes races, as well as the final legs of the Champions Series.
Yeah, that's right.
All on the Sunday, September the 13th program. But our next live card will be Saturday, September the 12th. I believe the Derby Day program will start at 12:50.
Yeah, because
I think it's an early post. But next Saturday, 1:50.
We'll be able to fill you in on that next week.
But once again, the Sea to Sky Pick 6, check it out. We'll see if it does as of taping. Of course, big carryover heading into the Friday night program because we're doing the taping on Thursday. But keep an eye on it. Could be carried over all the way to Monday, and could be getting near.
Pretty prize
Very
by the
interesting.
time, yeah.
So keep an eye on the Sea to Sky pick 6. You'd have the only winner to win it, or the only solo ticket to win the money. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicappers Corner.